I feel we'll be in and out one by one of the same shirts and
Y'all ready to get started with this swearing in ceremony? All right. Good deal. Thank y'all for coming tonight, this afternoon, to join us for the swearing in of the new council, myself, the mayor, and our municipal court judge, Judge Scott Matthews. So we thank y'all for coming. Tonight on the swearing in, we have Miss Jackie Ivacek right there behind, right there. This will be her first time on the council. Miss Vicki Cooper, Mr. Jesse Luna, myself, Mayor Chad Mees, Judge Scott Matthews. So Jesse, he is, we
just got out of surgery about 3 hours ago.
dedicated full knee replacement this morning, here swearing in tonight. So
There you go.
So we thank y'all for coming, and we'll, I guess, do it right over here at in front of the flags. We'll make this quick, short, painless. See, the problem is you don't have the tennis balls in that road. You all right?
You gonna make it?
Make her a chair.
I want to see you carry him. I'll bring him over here to us.
Head surgery.
Yes. Yeah, what you'll probably remember. Okay, great. I feel like I need to go get a knee brace or something on my leg brace. Okay, great. Yeah, for individual, you're having for. Yeah, whatever. Can't go to your whatever y'all want to do. All the other, y'all pick. I have to be here. Gonna do it all together? Yeah. Y'all want to line up something? Together, yeah, you can all do it here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. Here, let me put this back. Y'all can stand this on the flags. Or come on, Dad. In the right place? Okay, great. All right. I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna say I, and then you'll just put your name in there. Okay, so, all right. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
That I will faithfully execute.
and I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office of, and then say your office, the duties of the office Great. Of the state of Texas, and will do the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
All right, now it's one.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll give you a clap. Congratulations, y'all.
And I guess I forgot to introduce our
It's all good. State Representative Caroline Harris Stavila, and I am so happy and proud to represent y'all in the Texas House. So thank you for your support. I really appreciate that I get to serve in this capacity. So thanks for letting me be here.
We've done a pretty lesson started. It's really helped us with a few things already. Awesome. Short period of time off.
Yeah, well, we're here. And I want to introduce my district director, Catherine Chambers, over here. Catherine wave. Catherine is my district director, which means she's here to take care of all of you. So if you guys ever have questions on what the state, Catherine's the one that'll take those calls, and she does a great job. So make sure you get her card before you leave. Please let me give you my absolutely. Catherine. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Yeah, and real quick, can I get a picture of everybody? I'm back. Hold on. Oh, you guys want to do it? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Do it again. Do it again. Okay.
Yes.
There you Nobody would need to know
Yes, sir. I'll see if I have a double gown on there.
I saw you post it this morning. I said, "You're here tonight." No, I didn't hear it. He's good here. I'm like, wow.
See you joking.
Yeah, you just cook us with you.
Sometimes you.
Okay.
I stay for more than you ever been through.
I'm probably not gonna pay attention. Still gonna pay my feet and all that.
Well, they worse when you make it.
I can sit next to you.
I don't do that.
They give it to me. I'll say, I got her turned down.
They're really gonna put us on this
There's a lot of side
side
things with them.
Lord help us all.
You're already starting violence?
Nope.
Yeah, you doing all right?
No, yeah,
$20. Stealing to leave the money, that's what I used to.
No, he was wide awake and talking about something about his lunch. Yeah, I was like, it seemed like, it didn't even seem like, compared to when you did the show, it was odd. No, like, you got, it's not like I can do this myself.
There will not be that, to pull it down and watch it go. That's what I used to do, yeah.
Hardly told them even these, but they already told me they need to replace my climbing poles. We'll put it on the weekend. That's why I just keep taking the Tylenol. I hate taking any kind of pills, but I don't think.
Good hand users, like old best, they're not right.
She don't know one foot back down.
Yeah, you know, not easy.
She's a part of that.
So.
I know
your
wife has got work, so it's
Getting no better.
I'm gonna be ready for a vacation for my vacation, that's for sure.
Begging to let you come back to work early. Can I come in early?
Only thing I wish I could use my vacation for myself because
Yeah.
at 21, 22.
So this is your only account?
One thing, hopefully that's it.
Just think that though, your vacation will be that you won't get the pain you worked for. You will be for a little while, man.
Oh, I need one.
You got rid of a bunch of stuff, you just don't know it.
Did you get the mayor?
Therapy coming tomorrow.
You pick a good time,
Yeah,
man.
you'll-
I'll tell you, you better get
We'll need
healed
to
up.
scan these.
Another week or so,
and then
you
we have
went,
to file
man.
them. But also we need to
I was
see if
cutting
this is
my yard
allowed
out.
in the state of
I had to do this, had to do this with my leg, you know, too. Push it down. And then the pillow all up here, I had like, yeah, I push it down, push it down with my hand.
Go zero turn.
That's what I have.
And you, when you pick your leg up for it.
Yeah, I had
Oh, to get on it.
Going to put the deck down, pedal.
Oh.
Oh,
Mine doesn't know.
it was.
It's got that deal you can raise and lower with your foot too. But you can turn it with the knob.
Just hang here. Somewhere down here, hand over.
Let's see.
Dry clear those through, so it's outside our gate. So
Yeah, I
it's
saw
on.
it.
It showed me another one. And it's just right there between.
I'm telling you, they come up and feel like back in the day, I don't feel nothing.
Well, you don't do stuff right now. You still run.
Tell them what
But
to
they,
farm.
but they said, you can feel them out. You will, yeah. Yeah, that pool,
You got a good nursery.
I know it better. I know it's better.
Yeah, I know. Well, now I do.
No, go ahead. She got this for Mother's Day and I'm like, oh my God, just.
Yeah, our backyard is.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Take care of it. You better wear those compression
If I don't know, we'll figure out. Okay? No, I'm serious, because that's what I've been doing for 30 years. Don't
Is
Yeah,
this?
next to Pete over here. Somebody stole mine just
Oh,
right
okay.
up. You do that? You still? I bet she's not.
This one needs to be a picture.
Yes, sir.
Yep. That is
Good job. Found it on another table or something. Used it.
They're getting married. They're
Yeah.
getting married. Is it dated or anything?
Brand new building. Probably not a brand new building.
Well, look at that.
And they want drive through Now, what's
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's her.
Drive by every day, you can see it's growing.
So I live in Georgia. And you were. So been there since 99, and then I got married about. So then I moved to Georgia. So now I live in Georgia. Yeah. Yeah, so my parents are so yes, they were right there.
Yes.
They still have the 3 acres.
I did not bring slides.
They got it down.
Yeah, well, they're gonna net 15. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah, we got our house the other day. It was much easier to get us.
I like that Bible.
It is the 7 or
Everything else around there. Every time we go, what the heck?
Yes.
They got at least put a sign that says no.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes they do. but not always. Yeah, well, that's it. Now, 79, 62, you know, time at all again from out here.
The bad part about it is you drive the speed limit. That used to be a little speed trap. You better not drive 66 and get ticked. Come to the other day, they were flying, they were blowing by me.
I know.
Dedicated.
Well, he said I said I was gonna do it, so I came to do it.
He's gotta get home on that and start posting.
No, he was gonna sleep,
When he started posting, I'm like, yes, really?
especially when you're a member of council.
Yeah.
Over there, it's open to see, you just can't tell it. But it's around above. I'm afraid of that. I heard the pictures over there.
They are, they have to.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
But it's because there's not enough.
That's why I'm not saying, you know, go to school, I just said, like, I'm like, you don't get these on. I'll respond, but just, you know, it's just an event. It's gotta be.
Take care of those. Robin Cross. Hey, will you sign? She's here to do the personnel.
Oh,
You know what?
okay, 100,000. Oh, yeah. Right.
Don't worry about signing any of the bond documents from that.
Okay,
Gregory's gonna be here and he's gonna have the officials.
okay.
He thought it was a 7 for some reason, even though I said 6. So he's like, I'm about to leave. And I was like, it's at 6. He goes, I'm leaving now. I said, it's all right. Later on in the agenda. You should leave.
We'll move it around if we need to. Ready?
You better start before they have to sign. They should have.
Sorry, bud.
I know.
It's like a big old social gig, isn't it?
Sorry, Kara. All righty, folks. Thank you all for coming. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. We do have a quorum of allegiance to the flag.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, thank you for allowing us to join tonight. And Father, we just thank you for each and every one of us in the room tonight, and our new council and our past council going out. Father, we just ask that you be with Mr. Weaver and let him enjoy his retirement. And Father, we just ask that you keep us on task tonight and to discuss city business. So you're not-
Education board built up with all the names and lots of them. For every work, and they're trying to get a big price on it. So we try to do something. It's too muddy out there to mow.
Understood. Understood. That it? Moving on, Tyner Memorial Library Board monthly update. Jesse left. You want to take
I
your?
was not able to attend the last one. I know that they met. I'll work on providing an update to the council in an email.
I know they need a TV hung. They acquired a TV and they need a TV hung on the wall. So that's all I know. Municipal Development District monthly update.
They were not able to meet last time. They are meeting this Thursday.
Okay, Parks and Facilities Committee monthly update.
So as far as the pool goes, we are working on getting it ready this week. We had our operator out there today. It will be used this weekend for some lifeguard training. We're going to be partnering with another small city to get our lifeguard certified and others. So you'll see some activity there. Now, Friday, there's going to be field day from the school at the park. I haven't heard much about the ballpark. Don't know if you have any update on that.
It's just muddy. Season's moving on, though. I mean, I think they're actually almost done with their season already. I mean, it's kind of a
Yeah,
short
really.
season.
We've been asking our team to continue mowing it, keeping it upkept. I know that we met with her name's Tracy. She works with a parks team and looking to use some of that money that was allocated by the council and the MDD earlier this year to see what we can do with some of those funds over there. We were thinking about some kind of playground in that central area where those flagpoles are that aren't used. And we also talked about maybe creating some pickleball / a basketball court at the old tennis court.
Pickleball, sorry. You know where to find it.
On the swimming pool, since we have field day there when Friday,
Yes.
have we, let's make sure the guys run through it. We'll go with the weed eater and lawnmower and tree trimming and
They're there today. That's beautiful.
fantastic. Thank you. All right, that's all on that. Workshop agenda, review, discuss, and provide direction. Item 5, presentation, update, and discussion on possible updates to the personnel policy.
Mayor and council, we have Robin Cross here. She is a part of our law firm, in particularly with the HR section of the World. And as was requested by the council, you wanted to have our attorneys look at the updates needed to the personnel policy. And so she's got a great draft done and wanted to present it to you all.
Short enough. This is good. I am standing up. My parents met on a blind date when my dad was in med school. And they were married. They were trying to find somebody short enough to go out with them. They were married 60 years.
Wow.
So what I thought I'd do is pull up, we had done sort of a checklist. There was some requests on behalf, well, let me finish off. Not really HR, because I don't have a designation. I am board certified in labor and employment law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization and have been since I was pregnant with my second one, so it's been 31 years. So there was a list of requests. There were changes made to your list of holidays to have 12 plus one personal holiday, which does not roll over. So we have the handbook to include that. We updated it to include 14 days with a rollover cap of 240 hours. We do recommend that cities have caps on their rollovers and their tools, because otherwise you'll find you have unfunded liabilities that will surprise you unpleasantly. Kind of like what my dog leaves me if I don't let him outside. We wanted an administrative process that allows up to 1 week of sick leave to be converted to vacation leave. So we've done that. You wanted inclusivity. In other words, you wanted some gender neutral language, which kind of comports more with the U.S. Supreme Court decision that came out during the pandemic. Okay, so we added the following, and these are because the legislature requires them, so we added them. Either the U.S. Congress or the state legislature. So when we look at handbooks, we look at what year did the city last update. And so from that point of view, we start with the farthest back year to figure out what is missing. So we started with 2019. There was a provision added to require annual cybersecurity training. It has to be approved cybersecurity training. TML has you covered. TML provides the cybersecurity training at no cost to the city, but it's required for anybody using the city's computer system for 25% or more of their job duties. And it does apply to elected officials if you use the city's system for more than 25% of your official duties. There's a paid quarantine leave, which came out during the COVID-19. I think really it's kind of ho-hum at this point, but it's still there as it's still on the books. So there's a quarantine leave provision for your paid police and fire. does not apply to your volunteers. In fact, nothing in your handbook except the EEO policy should ever apply to your volunteers. Okay, just to be clear, your volunteers are not employees. Right. We have that come up periodically, probably more periodically than I would like. 2021, there was a mental health leave, again for paid police and fire. And so that's been included as part of the mental health leave. You're required to post, or I just put it in the handbook, list 3 available sources within your immediate area and their phone numbers. You can always update that by posting if you so desire, rather than having to go back and update your handbook. The Department of Labor is administering a statute passed by Congress December 29th of last year. One of 2. The other 2 really is not on your radar. One, because how many employees do you have?
Full-time, and right now we have, what, 14 or so?
14. You're teetering on the precipice. So most of the federal non-discrimination statutes are jurisdictional based on the number of employees that you have. The Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, which was signed the same date as the PUMP Act, requires the same number of employees that Title VII requires for the federal government to exercise jurisdiction, also known as 15. You're almost there. I would recommend you relook at the point in time you have 15. I would recommend you relook, or you can. The deal is you don't want to buy into something you don't have to buy into, because there's a lot of paperwork involved. I'll get to that in a minute. But the PUMP Act, because it's administered by the Department of Labor, applies across the board. There's not a jurisdictional basis for number of employees, because it's not administered by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commissions. It's administered by the Department of Labor because it applies as a wage act. And so it has provisions for ladies who are expecting, who wish to avail themselves of the opportunity. And it's a public policy that's been adopted by the Congress. In fact, it's been the law on the books since 2010. The difference with this last statutory change is that, believe it or not, exempt employees didn't have protections under the statute. So they finally got around to adding in the non-hourly or the exempt employees. The provisions of the statute are what's pretty much the same. You have the employer is obligated to provide a place for women to express breast milk. They have to provide their own pump, their own supplies, etc. The employer must provide privacy and not a bathroom. They are not required to provide a sink. That's a nice thing to do. They're not required to provide a refrigerator. Again, a nice thing to do, but not required under the statute. But they absolutely are required to provide a private place where the employees relieved of their work responsibilities. If you choose not to relieve them, they are paid for the time. If you choose to relieve them of their work responsibilities, then they're not paid for the time. And then it's up to the employer if they want to flex out their work day or such. There's what we call the TikTok policy. Tell me y'all are familiar with TikTok. Okay, for better or for worse.
Vicky schooled us in it before.
All about TikTok.
Well, so the federal government knows about TikTok, and our governor knows about TikTok, and the Texas legislature knows about TikTok, and they're concerned and have prohibited TikTok applications on government devices to include. If this was a government device, I would not be allowed to download TikTok on it. If I have a government issued phone, may not have TikTok on it, may not have it on any of the desktops within the city. Difficulty that you sometimes run into is if you are doing government business on your personal phone. I understand that the federal government is contemplating a prohibition on TikTok across the board, which has prompted the manufacturer ByteDance to sue the US. So who knows where that's going to go. But for now, there's a TikTok policy that complies with the Texas legislative pronouncement, thou shalt not TikTok on government computers. There is 2023, there was a line of duty leave, paid police and fire, line of duty leave. And it also it extended mental health leave to EMS and emergency responders. But the line of duty leave, which is paid for police and fire, was imported from civil service. And so I would say it may be expensive for some of the smaller cities. The reason being, civil service, generally you have to be 10,000 population or more. It has to be chosen by the electorate, and it is a provision that allows up to 1 year paid leave for work-related, at least they added work-related, line of duty injuries. So it has to be a line of duty injury, which is work-related, within the course and scope. They were not doing something they weren't supposed to do. And it is conjunction with the workers' comp, assuming it's a comp-based injury. If it's work-related, should be comp-based, and that the city makes up the difference. And then there's some other provisions whereby they can come back, the paid police or officer or firefighter can come back and request additional pay time. And you must hold their job. So if they're not able to work and they're out of comp, you're required to hold their job for that 1 year. We added some language. This is a big change. You're not 15 employees yet, but in 2021, the Texas legislature revised the rule and hopped on the Me Too bandwagon, if you will, and adopted some changes to the labor code regarding sexual harassment, whereby you don't have to have 14 employees, 15 employees, you can have 1 employee. And the statutory definition of employer has become much broader. We don't exactly even know what it means. It can include, for example, perhaps elected officials. It may include supervisors, although there is a statutory provision in the Civil Practice and Remedies Code that forces plaintiffs, if they sue, to make a right of election between the employer and a supervisor that they sue individually. The biggest change is the usual thought was that the city or the employer, upon being notified of a complaint, written complaint, and they performed a thorough, prompt, and remedial investigation, had essentially a safe harbor, if you will, from liability. So if the employee did not avail themselves of this process that the city had in their handbook, if you can go to HR, you can go to supervisor, you can go to the city manager, the city administrator, or whomever, and you can make your complaint directly to them, and then the city's on notice, and then they do their investigation. Now they don't have to do that. They've changed the language in the statute, and so city might be on notice with a verbal complaint. There's no requirement to use the process that's been set up. Still recommend that you have a process, still try to encourage employees to use that process, but there's a hole there, if you will. So it's a big change. There's not a robust body of case law like there is for Title VII and the Texas Labor Code prior to its being amended. So that's why I'm telling you, I'm not quite sure what it means yet. And so we tend to err on the side of being very cautious. We did look at your provisions in light of the Bostock versus Clayton County case and regarding gender identity being protected. We think pretty much the gender neutral language addresses that issue. The 2023 also had what they call a Crown Act, which had to do with employers not having dress codes that discriminate against employees that have natural hairstyles or natural textured hair. I achieved mine through better living through chemistry. I work hard at it. Cost me lots of money, so don't start. I'm good friends with Lady Clairol. But that's another statute. So anyway, so did revise the grooming